Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please be aware, future trading, all our videos for educational purpose only. You're very welcome to follow any of our automated signal as long as you're on SIM. We're not responsible for your trade. We just had a news come out 10 o'clock, and now we are waiting a little bit for the market to reset to which direction wants to go. A lot of resistance on the Nasdaq. You have to be careful, and we will start bringing the auto trades down and analyze what's going on in the market. We just waiting a couple minutes for the market to settle down, and then we can start analyzing what's going on in the market. This is coming from the market analyzer. We had a sell signal a couple minutes ago, and it's coming here. The Nasdaq, one contract, we have 87 ticks, 100 ticks, and it is 438 on the Nasdaq. We are using two, so it's double the amount. And on the ES, we have the, like what we've been showing you yesterday, the first trade, and this is the second trade on the ES, and leave it here. Today is a Friday, remember, and we have the institutional target 6,331 for the morning session. The second target in the morning, the third is the last one for the afternoon. And the second target is 63.24. Those are the targets for the morning session. On the Nasdaq is the institutional, which we are about to hit. The institutional number is right there, 23,000. 23,216.75. The second target, usually by 11 o'clock plus minus 5-10 minutes, is 23,194. Those are the morning target at this moment. So we are once we have a little problem with the support area on the ES, but eventually we will break it and we will hit those targets. If you are not on a trade with the Nasdaq, you have a re-entry point on the Nasdaq is right there, 23,271. So we'll see what happens. The YM is doing extremely well. We started in the wrong direction on the YM, and now we did very well. There is a lot of support on the Nasdaq right there, so we will go ahead and break. I mean, the auto trade will adjust it automatically. Even if you fuzzle with the trailing stop, it will readjust itself to the fib line, and but you can move the trailing stop if you want to secure some profit, or you can break even, but eventually the auto trade will readjust it by itself to the fib line once it gets to this area, the fib line, and then it gets adjusted automatically. There is a re-entry at 23,268 short, of course. There is no long on the Nasdaq, and there is no long on the ES. So if you are auto trading, be careful with the long trades. You should not take long trades. It doesn't matter what kind of auto trade you are using. You should not be taking long trade. It's only pullback re-entry, pullback re-entry. If you look at those lines, you say, how in the hell I need to trade between those lines? There are too many of them. Exactly, you cannot trade between those lines. This is below those lines are short, above those lines are long. When the market dive into this turbulence here, you should avoid trading or auto trading. Most likely you lose money in this area. The chart is split in 3 pieces. There is a place where you go short, there is a place where you go long, and in between there is a place, is neutral, where you should not be touching this area. And this is where most of the auto traders, irrelevant what kind of auto trade they are using, they don't understand this area, how volatility it is. They don't understand this area is a high risk area, and that's why they don't know how to avoid the auto trade to be traded in this area. And that's why they get in trouble when they are auto trading. A good question one person asked me a few months ago, it was the best question I've had in the last 16 years. He said, isn't the auto trade supposed to know it? And here it is, the magic word, because people think the auto trade has to figure out everything. No, auto trade cannot figure out everything. Not yet, not yet. And it's too early to use an AI or something, because in the trading, it's not just a black and white. It's not just mathematical. It is also, you use your eye for evaluation. So if you are 100% mechanical, your odd being consistent is very slim. But when you can look at the chart visually and you understand what's going on in the whole market, we don't need to learn price action and sit down and pay for 10 years to learn price action. We skip this area, but what we need to learn is how to manage any type of an auto trade, whether it's a reversal, scalper, swing trading, whatever it is. For the last 20 years, it's the same indicators, and they've been tweaked and retweaked and retweaked. There is nothing special. 13 years ago, somebody came out with the Renko and the internet. This is the best things ever happened to the market for the last 15 years, and of course the crypto. Crypto, you cannot day trade. On a crypto, you need to be average price man. It's a total different story, but the only day trading can have a good reward for an educated people know how to day trade future. Does not require big capital like the stocks. You don't need to have 250,000 and 500,000 to, because the stocks move a little bit every day. You're not a genius to pinpoint one stock in a day and you're gonna be making tons of money on it. They just move a few ticks. Your advantage is the volume, how many stocks you have, and sometimes you get stuck in the stocks if you took a wrong direction. So the only really consistent in the day trading, we have tested the Bitcoin plenty times. We have tested the Ethereum plenty times. I'm not talking about the other junks. I can maintain the Bitcoin and the Ethereum, and we have tested on the day trading, and Bitcoin is not 100% technical when you are day trading it, and it's like the Forex. So it's impossible for a person to have consistency on a day trade in Bitcoin. I mean, I own a Bitcoin. I split 2 wallets between my 2 children, and I said, cash it in 20 years from now. You're either rich or poor, and it's over. But you cannot day trade crypto, you know, or you cannot keep buying junk crypto and hoping one of them is going to turn to millions. But with the future is always predictive market, you know what you are doing, especially if you are a little bit educated to know where you need to take your trade on the chart, or where you need to allow the auto trade to dive in and take the trades. We don't need to learn price action, but we need to learn how to be the captain on that ship to manage the auto trade, which direction, when to hold, and when to release the auto trade to take both directions. And this is not very hard on those charts. We've been developing for over 20 years, and we've been in the public 16 years, and I've been trading for 32, 33 years now. And what we developed is something that 16 years non-stop with the public, we looking at the same chart. We have developed many things for the last 16 to 20 years, but this is pinpoint where we can determine when to trade, when not to trade, and where is the destination for the morning session. And once we hit the morning session, it is finished. Once you understand that, the technical side of the auto trading, doesn't matter what auto trade you are, then no matter what kind of auto trade you are using, you are the guy is in control with that auto trade to point the auto trade to take short or long, or hold pause the auto trade, whatever it is. You are managing the auto trade properly. You cannot I mean, you can do that. You can turn on the auto trade day and night, and we're gonna extend the target, and we are about to we hit the target one. If you notice, profit taken on target one, and we're coming to target two, profit taken on target two, and the ES is coming to the 63.31. And most likely we will be hitting target two by 11 o'clock. Now it's 10:16 Eastern time, and we will be hitting it. Very rare on the Nasdaq or an ES will hit the afternoon target three. This is for the afternoon. But sometimes in the morning, if the market is really spooked, can go to the target three. Once you hit the target three, we've been using those targets for the last 25 years. And the reason they still work, because not too many people have an access to them. And we did not release those on the first day when we become public. We kept it to ourselves for a long time before we released it to the public. So now we are going on the target two. The profit taken on the Nasdaq, you can see here is a profit taken, as we said. And if you are out of the market with the Nasdaq, the re-entry is still 23,259, 23,259. This area you need to take short. If you are scalping, be careful, because now the support become resistant. So if you are taking a long trade, or your auto trade taking a long trade, you need to be very fast with that trade, because the market is up, pulling back, re-entry short. So you are going the opposite direction of the trend. So you're trying to catch a flying knife here. So you have to be careful if you are taking a long trade in those areas. You have to be very careful. If you can take some profit on the long trade, or if your auto trade taking a long trade, try to exit with a profit on that trade immediately, as fast as you can. Don't just look at the P&L. Take some action, because it's going back down, and what it is coming right to the 23,257. And the same story on the ES. The first bridge is 63.4175, and the re-entry is 63.44. There is no chance for long trade. There is no chance for a long trade. Very simple. You have a tremendous resistance above that number here, and you have a tremendous resistance above those numbers here. So there is no long, not yet. There is no long. It's just pulling back, re-entry, pulling back, re-entry short. That's what's happening in the market. On this auto trade, I'm using trailing stop. On the ES, and you can see how the Nasdaq stayed on the target one profit taken. You see, so this is normal, and now it's going down to cross this double support. Once we cross the double support, once we cross that bridge, we're gonna go directly. This is where the target two profit taken, and then depends on the timing. If we manage to hit this one here around 10:30, then there is a good potential for the Nasdaq to hit target 3 by 11 o'clock. So it depends on that target 2, if we are able to break it with a profit taken and a double support area in here. So this is a hard area to keep going further down. So what we need to do, we need to monitor that target 2, the morning session, to see if it's able to break that area here. And you have to be very careful. A lot of resistance in this area, so you don't have long. So the market is extremely tight. So if you are swing trading in those area here, it's not really good idea. It is more scalping mood in those area here. That's why on this ES we're not swing trading. We are using a trailing stop. We're not swing trading on this one here. Here it is, the Nasdaq now start to see if we can break this double support. Institutional number 23,194. Profit taken on this, remember. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you. Now we're coming to see what will happen to the Nasdaq, and we are already hitting target 2, profit taken on target 2, and let's see what the Nasdaq able to do. Here it is, and if we are able to break this area here, we can manage by 11 o'clock 23,160. So now it's 10:25, so we still have plenty time to break the target 2 and go directly to target 3. And this is a really hard area. So let's see what happened. The ES coming to the target 1, profit taken on target 1 with a projection. It is 6,330. Be careful. You need to keep your eye on the bar, not your PNL. Let's see what happened in those areas. Don't let this bar fool you on the Nasdaq. Wait. Look, look. Look, where is this Nasdaq stopping? Don't let it fool you. Look. You see where is the wick on the Nasdaq? Look. On the target 2. So, don't let it fool you. Be careful. You see? You see? Look what happened. Profit taking. So you cannot put your head on your PNL on your auto trade and say why you're not making money. because you're not looking at the market. And look, now it's going back to retest the target 1. For every step the market go forward, has to retest. Has to retest every number. That's why it makes the future trading unique. You know, the bar is not gonna move on based on somebody put something in there. You know, some rumors. You stay technical, 100% technical on the future trading. The ones use fundamental with technical, they are disaster. There is 2 options with the trading, either fundamental or technical. Future trading is 100% technical. And you can see, went up as much as it can be to the target 1 and going back to retest 2. It's a very normal steps the market doing. You see the same story every day, every month, every year. It's the same pattern on the future trading. When you pay attention how the bars move on the 1 minute, if you want to, you can auto trade rank a bar, you can auto trade on a tick chart, you can whatever you want to auto trade on whatever time frame you want to. But your eyes always, because you are a day trader, you don't have any inventory, you cannot move the market, your eyes always has to be on the 1 minute. The 1 minute for a day trader, telling him the true story what's going on in the market, not a rank a bar. You can auto trade rank a bar, but your vision, your decision always has to be coming on the 1 minute. Don't fool yourself with some other rank a bars, or you can auto trade anything you want as long as you are looking at the 1 minute. Decision comes from the 1 minute, and look what happening right now. It's coming again to the target 2, like what we said, the same story on the ES. They are sitting on those area here, and they're having a problem to keep going forward to the short side. Now, how we can determine there is a good potential forward down, we look at the pressure in the market where the seller over the buyers with a 6 different time frame. It's not stupid indicator. The sellers over the buyers with a 6 different time frame. At the same time, we have some other instruments here. We don't want to go through it, but here we have the market analyzer from 1 to 30 minutes on both of sides, telling us how strong this market to the short side. On top of that, because now you're no longer able to, if you are a manual trader, you cannot trade one chart. If you are trading from 1 minute, you have to have the 3 and the 5 and can be the 15 minutes. We shrink that by using one signal, the high time frame, HFT. The high time frame is to the downside and the institutional target to the downside. So instead of having 4 different charts, we can monitor to know what the high time frame are doing. And the same time, if you look at the top of the bar, if you notice here, there is no star above the top of the bar. On this one here, there is a star on top of the bar. Those small details indicate if there is a strong trend or not. When the stars disappear from top of the bar, that means there are some weakness. So this is also something for somebody who wants to take a profit. If he sees a star on the bar, he can be patient. He don't see star on top of the bar, he can go ahead and get rid of that trade. So as we see here, we got stuck on the target 2, and right now it's 10:32. So we still have 30 minutes to go back and forth. Maybe there is a potential, the target 3, the final target for today, maybe there is a potential to hit it today before lunch. So what we are seeing here, the market going back, retested back and forth, and the re-entry is 23,327, and the market keep climbing to the target 1, retesting and going back. So this is where the trader, the auto trader you are using, start getting confused to go long or short. Despite where this auto trade built from, the auto trade is lost. When the bar move up, he takes long. When the bar goes down, he takes short. So when the market goes down, most of those auto trade take short. Then the market goes back up, he gets stopped out. Then he takes short, and then he stops out. Now he's gonna take long, and then the market is gonna turn around and go short. And then there we go, the aggravation started, and the guy is running this auto trade, thinking either his auto trade is doing something wrong, he's using the wrong template, he's sitting on the table wrong way, his wife distracted him. There's many reasons, but he cannot see the real reason that he's not looking at the market. He can pinpoint the weather is good, the weather sunny, rainy, but he don't understand he's not looking at the market, and he don't understand why he's losing money. And he have the auto trade, he have the template, he's sitting with his beautiful face front of the auto trade, and he don't see profit because he's not looking at the charts. He don't understand what's going on. So, and now you can see the market is trying to see if we can go to the next step, the target 3, and having a problem. Despite the sellers over the buyers, but the market halt on the target 2 institutional and the target 1 institutional on the ES. And now the market is gonna play you yo-yo for the next 30 minutes, and you get lost. This is where you start losing money, especially on Friday. You do not want to lose money on Friday, because Friday losses stay with you on the weekend, have an impact on you, your family, your children, your friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. So you have to be very careful on Friday not to close the computer in a bad mood. So when you see profit, you take it and you run away on Friday, so you will not ruin your weekend. Always Friday, important to settle down with less money and run away than to carry on for the weekend with bad feeling. And as we see, the ES closed on the auto trade 1,950, and we still on that long trade on the ES, and it's not doing anything. It's just staying there doing nothing. So you can see how the Nasdaq, after it hit the target 2, we told you profit taking in here, be careful, and that's what happened. The market came in 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bars, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars, and never crossed the target 2 anymore. And now we said it's gonna go to target 1, retesting the target 1. Go back to the video and look what happened came back, retested the target 1, and now is going back to retest target 2. This is normal maneuver in the future trading. This is a normal steps. Has nothing to do with your scale, your auto trade, your dishwasher machine, has nothing to do with that. So now, and the re-entry is still one place. The re-entry on the Nasdaq, not in here, not in here, no, nowhere. It's only here. The re-entry short on the Nasdaq is right there. This is the only re-entry on the Nasdaq. And as you see, the ES used to be double support, now become a double resistance. It's coming to target 1, going back, retesting the double resistance. So once we understand what's going on in the market, we understand what is the logic of our trade and where we need. As an example, this auto trade has been on the same trade, right now for over 30 minutes. And I told you before, when a trade stays too long, it's not good enough. And as you see, there is nothing. It took one more trade and it's still going in a circle, and there is no trade. So I understand what's going on that trade, and I understand when he took the long trade, it was a wrong trade. You know, so when your auto trade taking a wrong direction on the auto trade, you know yourself automatically you are in a deep trouble, so you need to get out of it, or you overstep and you take over sometimes. Or if the auto trade took a trade you don't like, you need to disconnect that trade as fast as possible when you know what you are doing, of course. So right now on the Nasdaq trade, we are okay. We're still in that direction, and we're just sitting and waiting on to see what the market is doing. The market is sideways, and there is no reason to get excited over anything. Just let it be. Just let it be. I don't know if you can see the wick on the YouTube. I don't know if you can see. It's only target 1. I don't know if you can see it. Look how big the wick is. Maybe I need to change the wicks to different color. You can see where it is to the target 1, and now the re-entry point is 23,221. Be careful. You can see where the ES stop. Let's see if it's able to go forward to the, you can see where the ES stop. Look, target 1, institutional. Now it's 10:41. Let's see by 11 o'clock if the Nasdaq can hit target 3. as we see, the market is stay on target 2, and there is not much happen once we hit the target 2, and the ES stayed on target 1 as expected. We wish you a wonderful weekend. We thank you, and wish you a pleasant day. Bye.